Welcome to another episode and video on my ESP32. Little original Internet of Things device with a lot of options. And so far I have installed an LED, simple, via GPIO. Then an LCD through I2C. Next, a 7-segment display via GPIO and a servo motor via actually GPIO, but via pulses modulation. And the servo motor I have set with a staple. Well, not to staple it, but that may be obvious, but to find out which side is which. And the problem is that last time I found that it skipped part of the algorithm. It can go forward, it can go backwards, counterclockwise and clockwise. And what happened is that it did go backwards, but not by algorithm. And for the rest on screen I only noticed it could go forward. So let's see whatever happens this time. And for that I have to upload the algorithm, because it is a volatile memory system. Which means that upon power off, everything goes. It's now compiling the sketch from the Arduino IDE and writing into the device, and there it goes. So LED, then rolling, scrolling static text here, then scrolling text here in English, and after that in Dutch, which is my language. And then we get spoiler, an LED, and then digits, and then again LED, and then it's supposed to run the servo motor. That is not really happening. Well, on software it does, and again it says forward running. But as you can see, that's not really happening. On the oscilloscope, as you can see, I have a probe here. However, I can see that it does run and it speeds up. But so far, no movement. So that's a bit awkward. Why doesn't it move? And last time when I almost gave up, it didn't do anything either. Also, there was a problem with the power. But I have now put a wire here, so I don't have to ruin anything with the pulse modulation. So now the question is, why doesn't it just run? It has the pulse modulation, it has for the brown wire the minus, and it has for the red wire the plus. And I didn't change anything for that any further. So this is a bit awkward that on screen it works and and in reality it doesn't give anything. Ouch. One more thing to find out. Curious what it will be this time. Alright, so it is solved. The motor runs again. What I did was adding an additional probe for the voltage that shows that the voltage is quite alright, as you can see here. Positive modulation is at highest speed, but the main thing is the main cause was that at this side the ESP32 was not properly seated. And now you can see also, let me move the lamp a bit, that the motor runs both ways, kind of. And it would be nice if it continued to run. And it, yes, there it goes again. And it runs both ways. And yes, it skips the backwards. So going all the way here. It has position 180 done, and actually I would like, oh, that would be nice, to have a distinction between this one and this one apart from here, because yes, it says 180 and 180 done. So that works. It's quite the same as having an LED doing it, but still, why does it skip this position? Last time I had the hypothesis, the theory, that it slowed down immensely. So you control it, and then after a while it has still to execute, and that's a weird thing. See, now it goes clockwise, only to go counterclockwise. So is this then the 180 point? You would think so. Otherwise, in the past it did a full circle. It ran around completely, and so far it hasn't done that. Although I started out here. So when is 0, when is 180, I think in this way. But also the manual has shown that above 180 it doesn't really work. Oh, see, now it goes beyond. Alright, which means it's time to leave this for now and add another part and see how the motor keeps behaving. I think that's a nice idea, because so far the motor keeps stuck in its endless routine without doing this one. And if this is no longer, if this is no longer the end of it, we'll see. Alright, the new device, or component rather, will be a light dependent resistor, which a component that I've used before in other projects, and it will be going here, so actually here in this area, and the point is that I have to make a new connection, so from here to here. I have to lift the ESP32 out of its socket, mount wire 1 to here, then wire 2 here, and then mounting resistor and the LDR. So in schematics it will be like 3.3 volts to the LDR, then this to a VP port. Not quite sure what VP means yet, but I will find out. And then this one connected to ground, and of course writing a piece of code. So that will be one thing. Let's not forget to put this one here, because this port is not connected yet. So everything is ready to do, but first thing to do is mount the VP wire, and I'll show afterwards. Alright, so the schematics that I showed you earlier are now in full detail implemented. So this wire is now from the VP port to this part of the breadboard and skipping one hole, like it is one pin away from 3.3 volts. Then one wire, and now, yep, one wire here. So now it is connected. The LDR is now connected between the 3.3 volts and VP point. Then the resistor is quite easy, because I have wired from wired through all power lines and all ground lines. So all I have to do is to put the resistor between ground and the LDR. That in itself is no problem. You can also see now that this shows not something I can use. Also everything is off, so I have to reload the program, although I haven't programmed the LDR yet. So although it's running, it doesn't do anything anymore. Let's upload again. Now it starts again. Oh, that is a nice effect, by the way. You can see it looks much clearer with some front light. Here you can see that it gains speed, although you can't see anything for the motor yet. And some text. LED. Why don't I see the LED anymore? Alright, so this is the 3.3 volts and this is the signal coming from the LDR. But it's not being recognized yet in the software. So when I put my finger on it, oh, that's not much. That is, given that one cell is 5 volts, that is about half a volt or something. But I still have to program it, so let's do that. Okay, so now I have coded it, not yet uploaded. LDR value introducing, and I have declared it right here. No, further up. Right here for the LDR. Let's remove this empty line. LDR value declaration as 0. And then, yeah, yet another LED flash. I'm doing that now between all the other major events. And I read it. Okay, now here's the point. In the example, they give a 0 for some reason. I haven't found out what it really was, but in the manual I see here 3.3 volts, EN and GPIO 36. This is the sequence I have on my board as well. So I am taking a gamble that this is 36. Will this be correct? I have no idea. So I will find out. 36, is that safe to use? Yes, because when I look right here, I am assigning other GPIO ports, hopefully correctly, for the 7-segment display. And here 60, whatever. So I'm hoping that this will give the correct value or the correct input. Then printing it, printing the value as a decimal number, DEC for decimal. I can also put BIN for binary, but that would not make much sense, or even oct for octal. Then /n for new line, and a delay of 1/2 second, I think. Anyway, so much for explaining. Let's go. And then putting this and this. There we go. So it comes after the motor. And on the oscilloscope you can see here that it has some 3 volts. No, not 3 volts. 3, whatever the value is. $3,943. Wow. Oh wait, that's a nice one. I do a print line /n. That implies that I'm using an empty line in between. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Didn't realize that, but that's a good one. So I will cover, and then now it's 3959. Why isn't the LED doing anything? Okay, say 3287. So assuming that that is indeed then the voltage coming through, it has an effect. What I don't like is that the LED doesn't do a thing. Previously it did. So let's wait and see. Nothing for the LED. Nothing either for the 7-segment display. Oh boy, I have a problem, it seems. Okay, so something is not quite right, and I'm not quite sure what it is. So I have put the fourth probe right here with the LED. And let's watch now whatever happens. And there goes the LED without blinking. So I may have an LED that's not quite correct. But also the 7-segment display is not functioning right now. And I didn't do anything to this display, so that would not be fine. Is there anything else that can be wrong somehow, some way? If I put my finger on the LDR, it should respond nicely. And for some reason the servo motor doesn't do a thing anymore. So how can that be? The light dependent resistor is functioning nicely. So what could be a solution? Reseating it? No, I don't think so. If I pull the plug on the LDR, would that be a reason for it to continue working? Could be. Let me pull the plug. So now only the servo motor gets 3.3 voltage. So let's wait a bit. it doesn't do a thing. Okay, so it's not the new wire. Then should I reload everything? I can, of course. Although everything is working right now, except that, well, supervisor does. But how else? Okay, yeah, right. I see that the LED is working functionally. In other words, the ESP32 is giving its signal. So I may have to measure another one, let's say here. If it does, so I'm measuring now on the 7-segment display. And I have to wait. Yep, okay. That was a very clear signal. So once again, here is something wrong and here is something wrong, and I don't believe that both devices have gone wrong. The motor is one of them. So how come that everything suddenly goes wrong? Not possible. I don't believe that. It is a mystery, and I don't think that I can solve it right now. Although right now the display holds. Okay, let's go here. How long should the LED go? Oh, look at that. This goes wrong somehow. It goes low. Yeah, and now this holds, so it doesn't do a thing anymore. Okay, once more. And all right. Oh, this is weird. The 7-segment display doesn't do a thing. This is not good. I might have to reset everything. Right, things aren't getting any better. I have resetted the device 3 times now. Finally I got the signaling all back on the oscilloscope and on the screen, because even in the serial monitor it disappeared. after a full hardware disconnection and reconnection, things seems to work, although no LED, no 7-segment display, the motor doesn't work, and the 7-segment and the LCD display says nothing. And this doesn't, and the light resistant, light dependent resistor, photoresistor, doesn't do a thing either. So that's not hopeful. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment or suggestion. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please support my blog and make a small donation. Or become a patron and have your name mentioned as such, and depending on the pledge you make, either just on my website or on my website as with my videos. All information right here below the video, under the video. This is of course going to be continued, and hopefully things work again next time. So, to be continued. Bye bye.